So I talked about hitting up the grocery store. So today what I did when I went is I first went to the local Family Dollar and checked to see what they have. And then I went to a gas station to see what they had. And then I went to the chain grocery store. And what I bought was actually from the grocery store, but all of it could be purchased at any of those other places in various forms. Basically, the reason I did this is because, as I talked about on my blog post, I am supporting companies and corporations that I do not ethically and morally agree with, and that I have tried my best to avoid. So I wanted to minimize the amount of money I would be giving them for this experiment, but I also wanted to make sure that I was being true to the fact that these items I will be eating are widely available in places that Whole Foods aren't. So that's what I did. I ended up purchasing 3 items at the local grocery store, which will remain nameless, as they were on sale. So I'm pretty well stocked for the next couple of weeks. And they are a $2 box of original Captain Crunch. The macronutrient breakdown is 1.5 grams of fat, one of which is saturated, 23 grams of carbohydrates, 1 of which is fiber, 12 of which are sugars, and then 1 gram of protein in a 3/4 of a cup serving right here. So that'll be super tasty. I also picked up 2 of the 3 vegan versions of Pop-Tarts, which would be the unfrosted strawberry and the unfrosted brown sugar cinnamon. The macronutrient breakdown for these is a little, seems a little iffy. The fat is 8 grams. This is on the brown sugar cinnamon. 2.5 of which is saturated. 33 grams of carbohydrates, 12 of which are sugar, and then 2 grams of protein. And then for the strawberry, 5 grams of fat, 2 of which is saturated, 37 grams of carbohydrates, 13 of which are sugar, and then 2 grams of protein. And these are a little bit higher in calories than others, but again, weighing in on this, if it fits your macros is only for skinny guys with abs eating Pop-Tarts, I felt it was pretty important to include those in this experiment, particularly since a lot of people like these, and you can buy them in single serving packs at gas stations, convenience stores, and pretty much everywhere. Same thing with Captain Crunch, which is really interesting to me that it literally has been in every gas station I've walked into. I picked this up the other day because I was craving some cereal. A little less sugar, but it is multi-grain Cheerios, peanut butter. And the macronutrient, as you can see, I've been nomming on already. The macronutrients on this are 1.5 grams of fat, no saturated, 23 grams of carbohydrates, only 9 of which are sugar, and then 2 grams of protein. So it's not as sugary, but what's interesting is that in this, there is corn syrup. In this, there is not. And I had to make a conscious effort to get the most sugary Captain Crunch, as the peanut butter Captain Crunch has a little bit more fat in it from the peanut butter, but less sugar than most things. In fact, Captain Crunch, if you want to have a nice little experiment with yourself, you could have 1 serving of it as well as a serving of your favorite non-dairy milk and a scoop or 2 or 1 serving of your desired protein powder, and eat it like regular cereal, and you will have a better or more ideal macronutrient breakdown than a Cliff Bar if you're afraid of sugar or what have you. But I felt like I should include what I will be eating in this week. It could change depending on if I, plow through this and other ways and reasons. I was also considering doing some post-workout nutrition things, since I usually take my protein shake with just water and the powder, and that's gotten a little boring as of recently. Speaking of, and was considering doing that, since some people like to do that as well, because there's supposedly also, benefits from restoring, your glucose afterwards, even though mealtime is largely, kind of irrelevant and individual based. But that's another thing that I will not be documenting at the same time, unless I find it easy to do that. But I already know that it will take me a substantial amount of time every day to sit in front of a camera and eat these treats, and then hit the gym, and then edit the video, and then put it online, and et cetera, and to do that twice I feel like would be a bit excessive, since I literally will just be sitting in front of a camera eating and eating. Kind of like that.